He had everything: a rising career, a powerful future, and a woman who loved him. But just before it all came true, a single message shattered his world, and the person behind it was the last one he ever imagined. Yu Bing, a strict teacher known for reforming troubled students, had just been promoted to professor ahead of schedule. Not only that, he also gained the trust of a wealthy business tycoon and was about to marry the tycoon's daughter. His future looked bright. He was about to become a powerful son-in-law and enjoy a life of luxury. But just as Yu Bing was riding high, he suddenly received a strange phone call. At first, he didn't think much of it. But when he stepped into the restroom to take the call, the unknown caller sent him a shocking video and demanded a hush payment of 33 million yuan. It all started the night before. One of Yu Bing's close friends had invited him out to a nightclub. Although Yu Bing had cleaned up his act and initially wanted to decline, he gave in when he heard the place was full of beautiful women. Not long after arriving at the club with his friend, his fiancée Shan suddenly called via video. Like many nervous men trying to keep secrets, he rushed outside to a nearby convenience store to fake a casual conversation and cover his tracks. Once he thought the coast was clear, he returned to the club, only to find two stunning women waiting in his private room. Though Yu Bing suspected they might be trouble, he couldn't resist the temptation. After a few drinks, his mind became hazy. Then, one of the women handed him a drink laced with something unknown. The next thing he knew, he was back at his own apartment. The woman had used his finger to unlock his phone, stripped off his clothes, and secretly recorded several compromising videos. The next morning, still groggy, Yu Bing was shocked to find his fiancée Shan knocking at his door. He quickly scrambled to clean up the mess and barely managed to hide the evidence. Later that day, he visited Shan's family to discuss the upcoming wedding with her powerful father. But during the meeting, he received another threatening call from the mysterious blackmailer. Panicked, Yu Bing turned to his best friend Danemin for advice. The next day, the two of them followed the instructions. They left a bag full of cash at a specific location and watched from a distance, hoping to catch the culprit. Sure enough, they spotted a suspicious-looking man and tried to confront him using toy guns, clearly nervous but determined. But just as they approached, they discovered the money had been swapped right under their noses. Even more unsettling, someone was secretly recording everything they did from behind. Back at Danemin's place, they combed through security footage, but before they could make sense of it, another call came in. The blackmailer demanded another 33 million yuan. That's when Yu Bing began to reflect on a dark secret from his past. 7 years ago, he had secretly leaked a private video of himself and his ex-girlfriend. He gave the video to Danemin and even posted it online, earning a hefty sum, exactly 33 million yuan. When the truth came out, Yu Bing shamelessly begged his ex for forgiveness. Now, remembering everything, he suspected she might be behind the blackmail. He asked several people to find her, but came up empty. Just as he was about to go to the police, Danemin called. She'd found the ex-girlfriend. To his surprise, the woman had been working in a remote cemetery ever since the incident, living a quiet and isolated life. From their conversation, it became clear she wasn't involved. But unfortunately, her current boyfriend caught them talking. Angry and jealous, he attacked her severely. Fearing that the scandalous videos involving Shan might also be exposed, Yu Bing finally decided to report everything to the police. Officers arrived at his home and began monitoring his phone for any further contact. Soon, the blackmailer called again and ominously said, "The game is over." Almost at the same time, Shan's father received a mysterious package. Shan did too. Both contained memory cards with explicit videos. Furious after watching the footage, the tycoon ordered his men to drag Yu Bing to a dam, threatening to toss him into the river. Though Shan was heartbroken by what she saw, she couldn't bring herself to let Yu Bing be harmed. She pleaded with her father to spare him. But Yu Bing knew that if Shan's video got out, it would ruin both their lives. He set out to uncover the blackmailer's identity, and that's when he noticed something odd. On a discarded business card, he saw a photo of one of the women he'd met at the club. He followed the lead and discovered that the two women were actually live stream influencers. Yu Bing entered their live stream, sent them thousands of virtual gifts, and successfully lured them out. Once they met in person, he confronted them, delivering a few slaps in frustration. Under pressure, the women confessed everything. Shockingly, they revealed that the person who arranged the recording was none other than his best friend, Danaeman. Furious, Yu Bing snapped. In a rage, he took Danaeman to a remote location and dug a deep hole, threatening to bury her alive. Terrified, Danaeman admitted she had hired the women and had swapped the money, all for financial gain. But she insisted that the person sending the threatening calls and videos wasn't her. Yu Bing believed her, for now. When they checked her phone, they found it had been infected with a spyware virus. It turned out, back when Yu Bing was outside the convenience store, one of his students had sent him a message. That message contained malware, allowing the blackmailer to monitor his every move. But here's the twist: not long after sending the message, that very student mysteriously jumped from a school building and had been in a coma ever since. When Yu Bing tried to retrieve the student's phone, he found out that someone else was also looking for it. This made Yu Bing certain that the blackmailer and the student's tragic incident were connected. So, he and Danaeman devised a trap. Using the infected phone, they called a colleague and planted a rumor that the student had sent a strange number before jumping. They hoped this would lure the blackmailer into revealing himself. That night, it worked. The blackmailer arrived at the library, searching for the phone. But when the person took off their hat, Yu Bing was stunned. It was his own brother-in-law. Even more disturbing, the brother-in-law admitted that everything he did was just for laughs in a private online group. The student's incident had been triggered by relentless bullying during one of their live streams. Still unrepentant, the brother-in-law pulled out his phone and began streaming again, this time, threatening to harm Yu Bing live. But what he didn't know was that every move he made was already being recorded by security cameras. In the final scene, Yu Bing visits his brother-in-law in prison. Watching him through the glass, Yu Bing reflects on his own past. He too had once hurt innocent people without remorse. In that moment, regret washes over him. He almost wishes he were the one behind bars instead. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to support the channel. See you in the next video.